Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Renuka and this is a safe place where we talk all about mental health, well-being and leveling up, especially if you're a woman. 2025 is almost here, only 2 months remaining. So in these 2 months, November and December, I'm taking a dive into self-love. So I'm starting a mini series where I'm going to talk different aspects of self-love and how we can practice that in our day-to-day life, because self-love is a word that is often misunderstood as splurging and spending a lot of money on ourselves, which is not true. Self-love is much more than that. I feel like self-love is the actual definition of love. So November and December, we are going to prep ourselves and get ready for 2025. So today's topic is self-love habits. And self-love is not all about spa dates and massages. Well, that would be nice, but there is so much more to self-love and it is so essential for our well-being. So self-love is something that we do on a regular basis to tell our brains certain characteristics about ourselves. And it is something that we do for our mind, body, and soul. Okay. So when we just think about a spa date, I know it can be relaxing. So it's for our mind. I know it can be relaxing for our body. So it's for our body. But when I say self-care habits, it has to be all the three elements: mind, soul, and your body. One, starting your day with a morning routine. I cannot emphasize how essential morning routine is, because if you're starting a day where you are rushing and you don't have the time to relax and start your day on a very soft note, on a soothing note, and you're able to enjoy your breakfast and plan for your day, then there is something wrong that you're doing. And when you are in a rush and you are just rushing to some place straight away, right when you wake up, that means you are literally not living your life. The life is just passing by you. So how you start your day is important and it sets the tone for the rest of your day. A mindful morning routine provides a structure, focus, and positivity to your whole day. A simple practice of stretching in the morning or journaling or deciding what goals you have for the rest of the day is something that will get you in the frame of mind where you are being productive, and when day is over, you'd be able to reflect on what you thought you were going to achieve and what all you could achieve. And then something about nutrition, where you are feeding your body with something healthy and something nourishing, which makes you feel good that you are providing that love and support for your body and taking care of yourself. So really, morning routine can be anything according to your choice, except straight away going on the phone, because straight away going on the phone is really, really detrimental for your well-being right in the morning. So you could replace that with any kind of an activity that you like and which gives you some kind of a peace, some kind of a reflection for either your mind, body, or your soul. What is more important is that you be consistent. And we're going to touch this topic again about compassion. So if there are days when you are not able to follow those morning routine, it's okay. You can try to get back to it again. It's okay if you cannot do it for a few days. But what is important is to tell your brain that you are being consistent. You choose some activity and you are being consistent and you are showing up for yourself. Another self-love activity or self-love habit is mindfulness. It is so difficult to practice it, but if you practice it, you will start noticing changes in your mindset. It is quite evident when you start practicing mindfulness, the way that your thoughts flow starts changing. The quality of your thoughts start changing, because thoughts is something that is out of your control. But what you choose your time to think about which thought. So like your brain, your thoughts are always constantly going there in your brain. They're always constantly passing by. Now it is up to you which thought you decide to pull out and spend your time thinking about it or reminiscing about it, right? So most of our suffering comes when we are spending most of our time either in the past or in the future. So if we are thinking of the past, usually we are regretting things, or usually we are missing someone, or it's a very suffering, painful kind of a thought when we go in the past. And when we go in the future, it's also causes anxiety. So most of our stress comes from our future, where we're thinking about what's going to happen, this will happen, that is happen. Maybe it will not happen. But you have created all of that scenario, and those thoughts are going on in your head, and your body starts to respond to those thoughts. So it's like when you're thinking of those stressful scenarios, the worst scenarios, your body starts to react to those thoughts. It starts to give you signals of stress and anxiety. Your heart will start beating faster, your palms will get sweaty, you will get nervous. So this is a very basic understanding that if you want to be pleasant, joyful, you have to think of the present. Think about the present. Are you comfortable right now? Are you safe right now? Are you able to enjoy the things that you have around you? Are you comfortable? When you think of the present, more often than not, you are safe. You are comfortable at the moment, and it will reduce a lot of stress, anxiety, and suffering from your, thinking pattern. This definitely reduces stress. It reduces anxiety and significantly increases your contentness and your pleasantness and enjoyment in your day-to-day experience. A very simple practice would be like if you're having lunch, slow down and put all your attention towards what you're eating. So thinking about the texture of what you're eating, thinking about the taste of whatever you're eating, the joy in the simple practice, the simple things. Like if you're watching a flower, look at it with a lot of interest, and it's mindfulness doesn't happen instantly. You have to cultivate it like a habit, like a practice. So you have to start it with smaller things. Something related with senses is easier to do because our senses are always outward. They're always interested to have newer experience. So instead of giving it very high experience, give it the smaller experience, like eating food, like touching flower, grass, touching the sand, those kind of things. And slowly and gradually, you would be able to practice mindfulness in other aspects of your life. Number 3, setting boundaries. I do not get tired talking about how important setting boundaries is. It is a huge part of our self-love. Setting boundaries is a way we show respect to ourselves. We show that we are respectful to ourselves when we set boundaries. Most often, young girls are not taught to be selfish, and I felt during my healing journey, I felt that girls need to learn this lesson that they have to be selfish. And selfish is not when you're like thinking your own well-being. So it's very simple, basic thing. When you're doing something for others, you think of that as kindness. But when you're doing something for yourself, you label it as selfish, where you can call it kindness to yourself. So when you say no, when you choose to say no to certain things that you don't want to invest your time and energy in, you are saving yourself. You are providing the kindness to yourself. And that safeguards your time, your energy, and your mental health, which is very, very crucial. So simple practice of setting boundaries is learning to say no to people. So saying no to social commitments when you are not feeling that energetic, or you don't have time, or you don't feel like the enjoyment in that company. Saying no is it's a life skill. I feel like everyone should have been taught when they were a child to learn to say no. And also, it's a good way of identifying toxic people, because most often toxic people cannot handle when the other person says no to them. So if you are with people with secure attachment and healthy mental health, if you are telling them that I cannot do it today, but I can do it tomorrow, if they take it as okay, fine, they're cool with it, then it's a secure and healthy mindset. But if the person is getting triggered and feeling angry and trying to manipulate you into saying yes to it, that means the person is a toxic person, and it's a good idea to maintain some distance with that person. If you want to learn more about setting boundaries, I have a link here where I have covered all the basic step-by-step process on how to develop healthy boundaries. You can download it there. It's right there in the description box. It is a life skill, and I feel like it should have been taught to every child when they were growing up. Setting boundaries helps you maintain your emotional and mental well-being. It prevents burnout and resentment. You will not grow old thinking that I wish I didn't do that. I wish I didn't say yes when I wanted to say no. I wish, all that anger build up will not happen, and you will feel that your mood is in so much better. And it also gives you a sense of freedom where you are not pressurized to say yes when you want to say no. And usually the pressure is not from anybody else. The pressure is internal, and we are the ones pressuring ourselves, thinking that people cannot handle no, so I have to say yes. Number 4, engaging in physical activities. Now, this physical activity can be anything, but any kind of a physical activity is so important for your well-being. And it not just keeps you fit, it also helps you maintain a healthy mood, a happier mood, and a joyful mood. Physical activity induces endorphins in your body, and it gives you that feel-good factor. It improves your skin tone. And if you are taking care of your health, this is the best thing that you can do for yourself. You only have one body, and you cannot go and take anybody else's body after this. Like, you cannot just throw this and then take another body. There's nobody else who's going to come and take care of it. You have to do it. Sometimes you reach to a level where your mind has been so unhealthy, or because you have been going through depression or some other kind of mental problems, issues, and because of which led to a decline in your physical health. There is no better time than starting today. You can always start from today, taking care of your body. Even if you're going through depression, even if you go for any kind of a therapy, I can tell you, guarantee that any counselor, even if you're on medication, even if it's like clinically diagnosed issue, any counselor would always tell you to have some kind of a physical activity introduced in your daily system, because it's easy to take hormones from outside, but it is not sustainable. And those intake of hormones is not always very good for your health. Some of the happy hormones can be released by your own body, and it is released by your body, and that is through physical activity. So whether it's Pilates, yoga, walking, running, or going to the gym, any kind of cycling, swimming, any kind of physical strain to your body is good for your body. It's like a tough love that you have to show to your body. Number 5, connecting with your loved ones. Okay, let me tell you something about the Indian tradition. Have you noticed how often we have festivals? And most of the festivals come towards the end of the year, which is during the winters. The winters is a time when people isolate. Winter is the time when people feel gloomy. The winter weather makes you feel gloomy. And that's why most of the festivals happen during this time of the year, which makes you light candles, which makes you light diyas and wear colorful clothes, because color makes you happy. So all these festivals encourages you to wear colors, interact, meet your neighbors, pass around sweets, because sweet again makes you happy. So these cultural aspects of many traditions are made so that you can overcome the winters with better, healthier, well-connected mindset. So it is not a surprise that connecting with your loved ones is so crucial for your well-being. We are a social animal, and the way we are built, we are not supposed to live in isolation. We are supposed to be connected with each other. There are, most of the time there's a thinking, especially with women, that they can do everything on their own. It is not needed. It is not required. If you are thinking that means you're in your masculine energy where you're trying to do things which you don't have to do it. You can always seek for help. There are neighbors, there are friends who would be more than happy to help you, because it's a community that we live in. The time invested in building that community is important. Choosing those people who you allow your access is crucial. Spending that time in picking those friends is important, because if you're spending time with people who are literally draining your energy, draining your money, making you tired, socially tired, then it's no point. So look out for people who are of your interest, your family members who care for you, the loved ones. Take out some time and remember them, say hello to them. Because isolation is one of the symptoms. When you are going in depression, you totally isolate. So if you're trying to isolate yourself, it's a sign that you need to do some self-love and provide yourself that love and affection that you can get from your society, from your community. Sometimes the love can also come by helping others. So if you go and do community service, it does wonders, where you are doing something for somebody else, but the self-love comes to you. So connecting with loved ones is not just connecting with your family members, connecting with any human connection where you are not so scared that people will take something for me or people are going to cheat me. You are approaching people with an open heart, and this could be by giving people gifts, this could be by doing things for others. And number 6, and I cannot stress more on it, sleep. Prioritize sleep, especially if you're a woman. Sleep is so important. If you are spending some time for your physical activities, it is given that you need some sleep. If you are sleeping at 3 o'clock and waking up at, I don't know what time you're waking up, you are neglecting that child that resides in your body. So in counseling, we have this concept of inner child and inner parent. We have both of them inside. So as a parent, we are supposed to take care of our inner child. And taking care of the inner child is when recognizing that the child must sleep on this time and must wake up at this time. Sleep is so important for your recovery. It is so important for you to feel better, energized. But if the sleep is getting too much, it's a sign, and you might want to check with your therapist and find out what's going on, to check other symptoms. But a regular sleep is so important for your overall well-being. Like I said, self-care habits, self-love habits are all about mind, body, and soul. Sleep is so important. It's not even important. It's like my priority, and it's priority in a way that I make my sleeping a ritual, I look forward for my sleeping time. So I will on my lamp, I will light up some candles, I will go for a quick shower where I'm not wetting my hair, just my body, so that my body temperature lowers, because it's scientifically proven that a lower temperature makes you fall into sleep much easily. So I will do all of that. I will listen to a soft music. If I want to read something, I will read, and I will slowly, gradually, for me, I call it a princess treatment. So I don't wait for anybody else to give me a princess treatment. I am giving myself the princess treatment. I will take care of myself so well. So well. You can call it selfish. It is self-love. It is 100% self-love, where I prioritize my sleep. I look forward to sleeping. I make sleeping like the most wonderful activity of the day. And so is my waking up. I don't want to wake up like a tired person, and I don't want to be rushing through because if I'm rushing through my breakfast, I'm just missing living. I'm just reaching from one point to another point. It's not about the destination, you see, it's about the journey. I'm enjoying my life. And the enjoying part of life is not from outside. It is the moment that you're living in. It is the enjoyment in the smaller part. That is what is enjoyment. So having a nighttime routine, having a daytime, morning, waking up routine is the most quality kind of a self-love you can give yourself. This kind of a princess treatment, nobody else can give you. You can give it to yourself.